Hey guys, it's Ashley here at Utah Trikes, and today I'm here with Davey.
Howdy.
You guys know and love him on our YouTube videos, and today we're going to be riding our two fastest trikes. We've got the ICE VTX, which is currently the world champion fastest trike out there. It's setting world records. And we've got the Carbontrike CT 2.0, which is a 100% carbon fiber frame. Both of these trikes are equipped with very similar gearing. They've got the same gear range. The VTX has the carbon fiber seat, and we'll put all the specs and everything listed on the video. And we're gonna ride these, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna give you our opinions of these trikes. Now, please note that we are not racers, Davey and I.
Not at all.
Not at all, right? So we both love trikes. We love riding. We love all the things that we make and build and sell here at Utah Trikes. We tend to prefer riding with motors a lot. So you're going to get this from the perspective of guys that enjoy riding trikes, that have ridden a lot of trikes, but we're not racing athletes. So, you know, we're going to put that out there. We're going to talk about the comfort, the ability to climb, the handling, the speed, that kind of thing. So we've got a loop here that's about 2 mile loop that we're going to ride. And we're going to switch off trikes during our ride. We're going to go over some railroad tracks. We're going to climb some hills. We're going to engage on the street with some traffic. And then we're also going to go down the hills and see how fast these things can go. And we're going to go from there. So what do you think? Let's get riding?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Race and ride.
So I'm going to start out on the VTX here, and Davey is going to start out on the Carbontrike. And of course, we're going to wear our helmets, as every good boy should.
Indeed.
When you're riding a trike. Okay, let's get going.
All right.
Okay, guys, so we're all suited up here. As you can tell, we got our helmets on. I got my shoes on, locked into the pedals. Davey doesn't believe in that, so
don't have the shoes for it. So we're just going normal pedals.
So here we go, and we've got Garrett in the front. He's manning the cameras, and he'll be in front of us. So let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
I think with the second ride, I'll really be able to feel this seat out, see how I feel about it.
All right, so we're already starting off with some kind of bumpy roads here. A little bit of traffic.
He's handling.
Now, as you know, Davey, I had a VTX of my own.
Yeah.
That I rode for about a year, and you know, I rode it mostly on country roads, and with this same carbon seat on there. You know, one thing that you find with the carbon seat is the road vibration is kind of channeled into your upper back and upper chest.
Yeah.
I tend to, like right now, we're on a little bit of chip seal. Definitely feeling this, like to the point where my vision's even blurry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's.
I'm not getting much. I'm not getting much of that for me on this seat. And maybe that's just the full carbon frame really dispersing it a bit more.
Yeah, I might have a little bit more flex.
Yeah. We're on the rough part now.
So now I'm all the way over here on the rough part of the road, kind of seeing how that feels.
Woo!
You know, definitely feeling that.
Yeah.
Now it should be noted that, you know, both of these trikes, they both have 700C rear wheels with the same high pressure tires. We've got the same 20-inch high pressure tires on there.
We've got basically the same loadout on each, just different frames, right?
Yeah, so I think that's what's going to be like the good test here is what is the frame actually contributing to the ride?
Yeah.
The bumps, am I feeling, is it because of the frame? Is it the seat? You know, I think as we swap, I think we'll see.
Yeah. I'll have to swap you spots here in a sec to try out that real bumpy side.
Yeah.
Because I'm more on the smooth side, and I'm not really feeling anything. Like hardly any road vibrations in the handlebars.
Right.
And I think these cushions kind of add to that. I really love the grips on this Carbontrike. They're really comfortable. I think they absorb a lot of that. Mind if I swap over there?
Yeah, let's swap it.
Okay.
I'll get up here.
All right, now I'm on the right side.
All right.
All right, here we go. Here's the bumpy part of the road.
Okay. So I'm on the smooth part here, and I mean this is totally manageable. Like I feel very comfortable. It's a nice smooth ride. So what about you there?
I am feeling it a lot in the back.
Okay.
Most vibration is felt here in the back, and one thing I've noticed with this seat is when I'm pedaling, my butt really ain't in like the seat itself. I'm really putting most of my pressure just on the back. So that's where I'm feeling all this vibration, not much.
So you're feeling it more on the back.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because like what I'm finding, so you know, this ICE carbon fiber seat is extremely contoured.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean it's the pretty woman of seat, you know. It is a very shapely nice seat. And it's got that little hook on the bottom. I find that kind of hooks you.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that it's in the right place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
we'll have to see how I feel about it.
Yeah.
When I ride it. But I will say a lot of those road vibrations weren't really felt in the handlebars.
So we're hitting our first big railroad tracks. We went over some little ones earlier. You know, these ones I slow down even in my car. So, all right. So now we're climbing. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, we're about to hit this big old hill.
Yeah, so we're already going gradually uphill. And now, pretty much we're going to pass these tracks right now. And now the climbing begins.
Indeed.
So Davey's on his small front chainring. I'm on my big one still. I'm going down. I'm all the way in my lowest gear in the back. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go down. Okay, so now I gotta go up just a little bit. Okay, so I'm in about my third or fourth lowest gear. Right now I'm gonna go one lower. And you know, the one thing I really like though about having a hard shell seat is I don't feel like I'm losing any power.
Yeah.
Like every push on my legs is making me go forward.
For me, it feels a little different on this seat. Like with every push, I'm lifting myself up out of the seat. Like it really doesn't hold on to me.
Oh,
But all of my power is going into my back here. So
interesting.
I'll have to see how it compares to the VTX.
Yeah, like I gotta say, like on this one here, I feel glued
Oh yeah.
glued to the seat.
For this one, like it's got good padding, so it's not uncomfortable, but it really just feels like I'm on like a flat board, honestly, with some nice padding and some good breathability.
Nice.
But it is just not a whole lot of support on the butt of the seat for me. Woof.
Okay,
There we go.
we're still climbing, but after that hill, it barely feels like we're climbing.
Oh yeah,
Like now I feel like,
much smaller.
yeah,
incline.
much smaller incline. You know, I'm back in my big ring. So here we are.
We're gonna have to go single file.
So now we're gonna go single file. I'll take the lead this time.
Awesome.
All right. So here we are. We're riding on State Street. Very busy street. It connects Spanish Fork and Springville and Provo together. And there's a lot of road debris. So I'm already feeling like I'm playing a video game and I gotta straddle all the wire and everything in the road. All right. Okay. So here we are. So now we got the crest of the hill. I'm just coasting right now. Oof. Catch my breath a little bit. Be nice. But yeah, we're going down. And then we're going to hook over to the right and
that's
get a nice
the most for me.
little downhill S curve.
Ooh. It's nice, relaxing, height ride.
All right.
That's what I'm feeling the most. There's a big arc in the back, kind of uncomfortable. I don't know if the seat's for me, you know? Gotta catch up, they're way faster than me. I think it actually
All right. I feel like I'm cooking. A gradual uphill. Don't want to run into Garrett on the camera, so. All right, so we're gonna turn right. Here we go. That's gonna be nice.
I gotta catch up.
All right, you gotta go balls out, dude. All right, let's go.
Car.
All right. I'm passing. Woo! All right.
My pants are inflating. Let's look on my phone. That's good.
All right, I'll let Garrett get in front of me again. Okay, well, hey, you know, that's...
Howdy.
Well, I don't know about you, but that's the reason why I climb hills.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you get to go down, you know, and...
I was getting so much speed, the wind was inflating my pants.
Yeah.
Like you go so fast on these things downhill.
So here's the thing. I know Garrett was going full at it, and his quad that he's on right now, it tops out at about 30 miles an hour. And I passed him and I got a little speedometer app on my watch, and I ended up getting up to about 42.
Whoa!
And I definitely was not giving it my all.
Yeah.
So, and the thing was handling really great as I was, going around that first corner. I did feel like I had to give it a little bit of body English leaning into it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I really loved the stability on it mainly. Like on this trike, depending on different trikes that I've gone downhill with, they can get really jittery. They can get like really out of control. But with this thing, I was pedaling as hard as I could. I still had a ton of, big pothole. All right, coming back. I still had a lot of like torque I could have put into these pedals, and I was pedaling as hard as I could. And I was stable the whole way. That's one of my favorite things that I look for when going downhill on a trike, is that stability.
Okay. See, and I was feeling just a little bit like I was kind of at the limits of what I was feeling comfortable with. Like, as I was pedaling, I felt like, it was giving me a little bit of a, I won't say that it didn't handle great. I'll say that the steering felt a lot lighter than how I felt it should.
Yeah. So like much lighter steering, a little pushing it going that fast, like 40 miles an hour.
Okay. So let's pull over by these rocks over here, Gary. So we did our first loop. So we climbed the hill up there, rode down State Street, came around that corner, flying around, got to experience some more bumpy road, and now we're stopping right here. And I hope you could see, Garrett, why don't you show them what we're dealing with here. So, so right now, guys, we couldn't get back home even if we wanted to.
Yes.
Because that train's blocking our route.
So we just got to hit the loop again.
We got to hit the loop again. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to swap trikes. So Davey's going to take the ICE VTX this time around. I'm going to take the Carbontrike. And I think I got at least another hill climb in me.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna go there. We're gonna come back around, and hopefully the train will be gone by the time we get here, so we can go back home.
You might have to get another uphill climb.
Right, might have to do one more time. Maybe I'll trade. I'll ride the quad.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now I will say this. This trike is damn light. I mean, that's like nothing. I think I got empty suitcases that weigh more than this trike. Yeah. Yeah, this trike, this is that right off the bat.
It's impressive.
Now, okay. So like coming right from the VTX to this, like you definitely notice the seat. I'm sure you're.
Oh, I'm noticing it. Like, I love this one. Okay. I love this so much.
Yeah, so you immediately notice, like, and I see what you're saying now. Like, I feel. So yeah, I've been riding the Carbontrike for a couple weeks, pretty much every day. I come and do this loop or ride around town. This is the first time though that I've just like gone directly from the VTX to this. Yeah. And so I'm definitely getting what you're saying. Like this seat coming directly from that. Now I appreciate how much the ICE VTX seat just kind of locks you in there.
Oh yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, like that's really nice. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So hey Garrett, let's go back up and you can show the guys here. Our train has not moved and now it has actually stopped. So it kind of is looking like we may be doing the loop a couple times.
No, it does this. So now it's going to start going back.
Oh, now it's going backwards.
And then
okay.
It goes, then it stops, and then it goes back.
All right. Well, let's see what happens by the time we get back here.
Yeah. This on that one, it feels like it's kind of arching my back.
Okay.
And this one just really feels.
Yeah, and then you know what? It's the curves of the seat are different.
Yeah,
way different. Feel like the curve on this seat is on the bottom. And then this kind of has a bowl that your butt sits in.
Yeah.
But the back of the seat is pretty much flat until it gets right up to the upper part of the seat.
Yeah.
Where it curves up.
So do you see what I mean when I'm like, it kind of feels like I'm on a board with like on just the back bit?
Where this has a little more, the VTX seat has a little more lumbar.
Yeah, the curve is much more on the back than just at the butt and at the shoulders.
I don't know yet which I prefer, so let's ride it.
Yeah,
let's find
let's
out.
figure it out.
Okay, so I see that you stopped me right in the highest gear.
Same.
And so, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we both kind of did that bad thing. So guys, you know, when you go to stop a trike with derailleurs, when you go to stop, you should always downshift to your lower gear so it's easier to get going.
Yeah, much easier to get going.
Okay, so I'm on my lowest gear in the back. I'm on the big ring up front. So far, this is feeling really easy. Now, one thing right off the bat, and I did comment this to you yesterday when we were riding a little bit, is that, you know, I totally prefer bar end shifters. Like, you know, I'm a big cat trike guy. I've you know, been riding cat trikes for about 20 years, and just big fan of bar end shifters. And so I definitely prefer this setup here. All right.
What's that?
So I'm gonna actually,
my gear's having a rough time.
I'm shifted now.
There we go.
All right, so we're climbing. Okay. All right, so here we're on.
I'm coming back. Wait for me. Wait for me.
All right, so let's wait for Davey. I think
I did not like being in first gear.
Okay. So
oof. All right.
I really did you dirty with the way I left it in the high gear. Yeah. Okay.
But after hitting that hill, biggest thing I'm noticing is the amount of power that I'm putting into the pedals is then transferred into the pelvis and like the bottom
lower
of my back. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I'm feeling like, that's what's different on this too, where climbing, I'm feeling it, I'm pushing more with my upper back.
Oh yeah.
And that was more lower back.
Because like on that one, I was really pushing myself out of my seat to get that maximum pressure in my back. This one is delivering it straight to like the seat, like the bottom of the seat.
Right.
So I'm staying situated in my trike without being pulled forward.
Right. Why don't you take the lead this time?
Can do.
Woo. All right. So now we're going on State Street here. And
all right, so like I was saying, I really do like this VTX and how it feels. The seat specifically is the biggest thing for me. I personally like the cushioning more. Here we go, we're almost to our downhill spot.
There, it's gonna rain a little bit. It rained a little bit this morning. All right, guys. Okay, so we're going down this hill again.
Left turn.
Here we go.
All right, now let's see how this thing does on a downhill.
Garrett, our camera guy. All right, so getting into this a little bit. Okay, car coming. So
still in. Woo!
All right.
Woo! I don't think I can do what he was doing. Woo! There we go. Oh, I'm feeling the rain now. Woo! There we go. All those cars made it harder to hit that higher speed. Woo! All right, let's downshift, huh?
All right, so it's looking like that train's not moving.
I'm coming. The rain's coming now.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel some of those sprinkles.
And that train still hasn't moved yet.
So what do you think?
I think that I love this seat a lot.
Okay.
I am feeling a lot of that power transfer. There's a little bit of curve right above your pelvis. So instead of that power traveling up to your back, it's all put directly into the seat, and it keeps you in your seat a lot better.
Okay.
But this Carbontrike was really good on steering down those hills. Like this one, it's a bit jittery.
So you see what I was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, where I felt like this here, and I mean, I can tell you why, like just looking at these two trikes, the Carbontrike, it's got a little bit more caster angle.
Yeah.
So pretty much as you go faster, it has a lot harder, stiffer, straight line tendency.
Yeah.
So like this trike wants to go straight.
Uh-huh.
You know, where
It's really good at steering, but when you're going straight down really fast, it can get a little iffy.
yeah.
Woo. But one thing that I was noticing is that the weight of the Carbontrike really helped on those uphills. It really feels like you're just pushing yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're pushing the trike. On this
Right.
one, like I feel like I have much more direct power. I feel like I have much more direct power from the steering to from the pedals to myself.
Uh-huh.
But I am feeling like I'm pushing a trike up this hill with me on it. Whereas on that one, on the Carbontrike, it was really just pushing the trike, like pushing myself uphill. The trike wasn't even there. It's so light.
Right. Yeah, I felt like climbing with this one was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna rest here just a little bit. We've got our train is
moving again.
we did our second loop. This time I was on the Carbontrike and Davey was on the ICE VTX. Our train's going backwards here, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about these. The first thing let's talk about is, because there's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say right off the bat, I think both trikes are really comfortable.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I know a lot of people, you know, when they're thinking of comfort, they're going to be thinking more of a mesh seat and pads, and they're definitely not thinking a hard shell seat with a small pad. Now, both of these are padded.
Uh-huh.
I think the Carbontrike has a little bit thicker padding, and it's a little bit different. It's similar to the Venesit pad.
Yeah. And this one is just like, it's a lot more thin padding, but it's a lot more conforming to like the shape of your body and the shape of the seat.
So why don't you head us off a little bit, talk about the shape of the two seats. What do you think?
Gotcha. So the shape of the two seats are really night and day. They're entirely different, right? They're both for two different types of riding styles. With the ICE VTX here, it's a lot more conforming, and it kind of wraps around your back, right? It's wider on the back than on the Carbontrike, and it has different curves. So the main curve for this one is right at like the base of your back where it meets the pelvis. When you're putting power into your pedals, that power is coming back into you, and instead of going up into your back like on the Carbontrike, it's staying down in your pelvis, so it's a straight line, and it feels more efficient power-wise. But for something like the Carbontrike, it has this really thick seat, which is really nice, and it feels really comfortable. And I remember talking with Ashley yesterday, you liked the extra space on the back. It's a bit thinner, but you liked the space to kind of stretch your shoulders, stretch your arms a bit. You don't have that as much on this seat, but personally, I like that more. I like the more situated seat. It really holds you in place. Whereas this one, you feel like you kind of lean with the trike a lot, and you're really part of, like, it feels like you're in a cockpit riding it. This feels like you're part of the trike.
Yeah, I feel like both of these seats, they have kind of a bowl at the bottom where your butt fits in. And I feel like the Carbontrike seat, that bowl is a little more round, a little more generally accommodating, where like the one thing that I felt on the VTX seat is that front little crotch scoop.
Yeah.
You know, which is designed to keep you in the seat.
And I personally like that because I'm really skinny, and this just is like built for.
And I kind of felt like it's poking me in the wrong spot. And yeah, I do think though that, you know, if you really spend a lot of time and you adjust it, you know, that you could probably fit in there. Okay.
Let's wait for the train really quick.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the trains because I don't know if you can even hear anything that we're saying right now.
Oh, the rain started really quick here. Wow.
And now we're actually sitting in the rain.
Boom, rain. Second that train left, it was keeping the
I think that might have been keeping it at bay.
Whoops.
Okay, so we're talking about the seat and the comfort there. You know, I kind of like, so they do have a different shape. The VTX has, I would say, more like lumbar style support, where this kind of goes straight up and back. And I feel like the practical experience of these two seats is with the VTX, you feel like you're pushing more with like your lumbar lower back.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the scenario. Where when I'm on the Carbontrike, I felt like the power is almost all going through me and I'm pushing more with like my upper and mid back. I don't know if you felt like that.
Yeah, no, I felt that a lot.
Yeah.
Like all the power on the Carbontrike's going to the upper back and your shoulders. And on this one, it's really staying on lower back and like pelvis areas.
Yeah. Comfort wise, seat wise, I think it's really going to depend. I think if you're looking for a racing trike, you know, both options would probably fit. I would say though, like if I had to pick one, like, and that's the hard thing because you can't just pick the seat, right? You got to pick the trike. I'm going to lean a little bit more towards the Carbontrike seat. And, you know, which way are you leaning?
I personally am going to lean towards the VTX seat here. I think it mainly attributes to like I'm really skinny, and I think this seat is made for skinny, like really skinny people, because it really conforms to my body type here.
Right.
And that's what feels comfortable to me. This one feels like it has too much wiggle room. Like my shoulders, I feel like are pinching there. I don't like the more arched back of this one, and this one is just built to conform to my body type. I think the VTX is more for me.
All right, good. Yeah, and just put it out there. So I'm right at the weight limit.
Yeah.
So I'm right at 250 pounds. I'm 6'2", and so I'm kind of right at the weight limit for both trikes. And you know, I kind of think for bigger guys, you might like this seat a little bit more.
Yeah,
you know?
like I'm 160 pounds and I am 6'2". So like I think that really like we're the same height here, and I think it's just kind of body type difference in these seats.
Yeah. So now we talk about seat comfort, but there's another kind of comfort, you know, and that's actually the comfort of the riding. So I will say, you know, and I mentioned a little bit earlier on the ride, like when we were going over that chip seal and I was riding the VTX, I really felt like all of the vibration of that chip seal was being channeled by the carbon fiber seat into my body.
Yeah.
Now I'm wearing glasses, and there was enough vibration there that I was actually getting a little bit of blurry vision.
Oh yeah.
And then I noticed, like when we were coming down the hill on the VTX, the same thing. Like we hit a lot of that, the chip seal and some of the bumpier parts, and I was feeling a lot more road vibration coming through the seat.
Yeah.
Where on the Carbontrike, I did not feel that. Like I actually, yeah, and I tried to actually hit some of the bumpier areas to see what was happening.
Yeah.
And that actual road vibration was not being transmitted into me. So
I was really feeling a lot of those road vibrations on this one, especially on this bumpier road compared to those. I was really feeling that.
Yeah. So now it's really coming down.
Yeah, do we want to? I think we should head and continue this conversation. It's getting a bit rough.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's really raining. I don't know if you guys can see this.
I think they definitely can.
You can probably see this. Not only is it raining, but it's getting like cold. It feels like the temperature just dropped.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I'm wearing open toe shoes.
Oh yeah, no, your socks getting
And
wet.
my socks are getting wet. My pants are getting wet. Let's
Leading the way.
let's get out of here. We're gonna follow Garrett still, and now
Hurry, Garrett.
I don't know how much of this we're gonna put in the video,
It's
guys.
cold.
But you might get to see what riding in the rain looks like on a racing trike. So so yeah, here we go. All right. Okay. So, okay. All right.
All right. Let's see if we can get that blood pumping and maybe heat ourselves up against the rain a little bit.
Yeah. So right now we're going about 20 miles an hour right now, and my body's feeling warm. My hands are freezing.
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing. Like, I think my hands might get stuck here. Now, I will say this. Riding in the rain on this skinny seat, I'm definitely feeling like it's sliding around just a little bit.
I'm not feeling that at all.
Okay.
It's keeping me right in here no matter what the rain's like.
And being that I wear glasses, I can't really see anything right now.
Well, I can't see anything either. I gotta squint, so I cover my eyes here.
Whew. All right, guys. I feel like I'm just drinking this up.
Seriously, oh my gosh. No!
You've got to be
Are you
kidding me.
kidding me? Another train? This is horrible.
So you're not going to believe this, guys, but
2 trains.
we're riding away from the train, and we got another train blocked our way. So there you go. If you're gonna get caught in the rain, I would much rather get caught in the rain on a racing trike that I can get back home quick.
That's true. And like the seat is not as big of a pad too, so it's not soaking up all the water.
Soaking everything up. But you know, hitting a train again in the rain, that's some good luck for us.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, luckily it's a short train.
Thank the Lord.
So now we get to go.
Do not go backwards.
All right.
Great.
Woo! Okay. All right, guys. We made it. We got 2 trains.
Oh my jeez.
We're on the home stretch now. Head back.
Oh.
And I got all sorts of mud now getting flinged up at me. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Can't see anything. Oh my gosh. Okay. Woo. Holy. All right, guys. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
You know,
That hill at the end wasn't, but everything else was
you
pretty
know,
good.
you got Utah in May, and you get hit in the rain. You got 2 trains, and you're on 2 awesome trikes.
Really pushing the limits of the racing
That was a
track.
lot of fun. You know, we talked about comfort a little bit. You know, we're not racers, so I don't I don't know that we're really qualified to say like which trike is the fastest.
Yeah.
Because I know too, like, you know, I had the most energy on the first loop, and then I had a little bit less energy the second time around. I would say, you know, like if we're comparing this with, you know, other trikes out there that have mesh seats and everything else, these are definitely faster.
Oh yeah, they're much
by
faster.
far. Like it's noticeable.
It's easier to pick up.
Yeah,
like,
you
it's
get
easier to,
on one
pick
of
up, you're
these.
going.
You can definitely feel your power. It's pushing, it's going, you're flying. I feel like both of these trikes are excellent hill climbers. You know, if I had a ride and I had a lot of hills, I would pick either one of these.
I'm personally not one to pay attention to the weight of the trike too much, but you can really tell the difference on that Carbontrike. Like, especially going up the hill.
Yeah.
Like, the less weight on that Carbontrike really helps going up those hills, and it just gets rid of all of that extra burden that something like the VTX, even though it's not much heavier, you still feel that trike hitting
Right.
a lot compared to the Carbon, where you don't really feel
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah, and I would say handling. I mean, both trikes are excellent at handling. I would say they're both different though.
Oh yeah.
You know, and as we were riding, like, you know, I noted right there, the Carbontrike has a little bit steeper caster angle, which is going to make the steering a little bit stiffer, improve that high-speed handling a little bit. And I did feel like I noticed that both times, where at really high speed, I felt like the VTX was not twitchier, but the steering felt a little looser.
It's a lot looser.
Where
Like,
it felt like
you can take those harder turns a lot easier,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah, I
when
felt
you're
like
going fast.
the Carbontrike, like when I was really turning hard on that first S curve, like I had to be a lot more deliberate as I was steering there. I will say this, that on the way back with the rain, and fortunately with skinny high pressure tires, they don't throw a lot of water.
Yeah.
But that Carbontrike is really narrow, guys. Like, you know, what is it, 27 inches wide
I
or
think
something?
so.
And your hands are right behind the wheels.
I was blasting your
And
hands.
so we're going, I'm already cold, you know, we're going 20 miles an hour, and it is just throwing. I mean, look at my knuckles are, you know, my hands are all dirty. Like, it was just throwing stuff right at my hands. And I'm thinking, like, would I want to add fenders? Nah.
Yeah.
But that was a conscious thought I had. Man, the width of these is just like lined right up on my hands,
Yeah.
and it's just throwing water right at
Plan
me.
your ride. Don't ride in the rain.
Yeah, try not to ride in the rain. I know the gearing is matched on them.
Yeah.
They both have the same gear range. I did feel like, and it could be because it was the second time around and maybe I was feeling different or something, but I felt like the Carbontrike, I had like an extra 2 gears over what I had on the VTX.
I mean, I'm saying, like, I started with the Carbontrike.
Yeah.
I felt that too going to the VTX. Like, they're the same gearing, but I feel like I can pedal a lot faster and farther going down that hill, especially.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. You know, and that could be because the seat to bottom bracket heights may be slightly different or whatever. But I did feel like the spinning motion on both of them was slightly different.
Yeah.
Take that for whatever it's worth. But both trikes are fast. I mean, we were on level ground. You know, we were pedaling right about 20 miles an hour. And, you know, coming down the hill, I forgot to look on the Carbontrike on the VTX. I got 40. About 42. Yeah. And I still had gearing. I felt like I was probably pushing it a little bit harder on the Carbontrike, but no speedo, so I can't verify that.
So what one would you say was your favorite to ride? What one would you pick if you had to choose between the two?
You know, that's a hard pick. I think right now I would probably lean more towards the Carbontrike. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of reasons. Not a big part of it is just the way it feels, and I know that can be changed. But like, I really like bar end shifters, and I really like the feel of those Tektro brake levers. They're a little bit closer to your hands, so I felt like just my cockpit riding experience felt a little more natural
Yeah.
on the Carbontrike, where I'm not a big fan of the trigger shifts. But that's not really a fair comparison because components can change.
Yeah. Like, what seat was your favorite out of the two? I feel like those were the biggest differences.
Yeah, and I would say, like, if I was just choosing right now for the seat, I would go with the Carbontrike just because I feel like it fits my body better.
Yeah. Like, personally, I like the VTX more. I think that'd be my choice because the VTX, number one, I love the seat the most. That's my biggest thing. Is like, I think that the Carbontrike, I love how it handles more. I love how it feels as you ride. But that seat compared to the VTX is just my favorite, right? I love like the more stiff steering of the Carbontrike. It feels like you're a lot more in control. Whereas compared to the VTX, it's a lot looser. It's not my type of steering. I personally like I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from components. You touched mostly on components, but just frame and seat wise, I think Carbontrike, I love the frame, I love the feel of the ride, but VTX, I think most of the comfort comes from the seat for me, fits my body type the best, so I think I'd go with the VTX personally.
Well, there you go, guys. Two different views and two fantastic trikes. I honestly feel like you couldn't go wrong.
Yeah, both are great.
These trikes.
Both are great.
You know, and I think that comfort is going to be 90% of the decision for a lot of riders. They're going to go, I want a trike that feels really comfortable. And then you're going to have other riders that just go, what's the fastest? What's the lightest? You know? So anyway, guys, this was a little bit different style of video than what we normally do. And if you like this style and you want to see us do more riding and reviewing and talking about these trikes as we're riding, just let us know. And if you have any questions about the Carbontrike or the ICE VTX, let us know.
You can find more info on our website, utahtrikes.com. Both will be linked in the description down below. And if you have any more questions, like you said, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be glad to help you out.
All right. And remember to ride trikes.
Relax.
Oh, yeah.
And ride trikes. There we go.
There you go. So I had to throw it at him wrong so he'd say it right. So, all right, guys. Thanks.
From all sides.
Hey, yeah.
We are all soaked.
That was fun.